Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So we got me, Alistair, what was it, Corey and Dalwyn?
Right.
Davith and Jory, that was it. And we are now heading into the Korcari Wilds. Nope, wrong button. There it is. Find 3 vials of darkspawn blood. Duncan has asked Alistair to lead you, Sir Jory, and Davith into the Korcari Wilds to find stray darkspawn and collect 3 vials of their blood. This blood will be used in the secretive joining ritual. As a second task for the joining ritual, Duncan has asked Alistair to find a ruined Grey Warden outpost in the wilds. Supposedly, it contains a cache of old and important treaties that need to be recovered. Okay. Let's head out then.
Wild creatures ahead. It has begun.
Okie doke, here we go.
Let us do it quickly. As you said.
A codex update. It is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf possesses in Ferelden. For people that so clearly adore their hounds, Ferelden simultaneously harbor a distrust of wolves that borders on the unreasonable. You know what? I'm gonna wait till we're done with this so the music dies down.
Shall we go? There is no glory in bloodshed.
Anyway, as I was saying, it is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf possesses in Ferelden. For people that so clearly adore their hounds, Ferelden simultaneously harbor a distrust of wolves that borders on the unreasonable. Unreasonable, that is, if one were not familiar with the ancient legends regarding werewolves. There was a time in Ferelden's past when demons inhabited the bodies of wolves in great numbers, causing the wars against werewolves and spreading great fear and panic. The werewolves were slain, but even today the noble wolf is still looked upon with distrust. An attack by wolves upon civilized folk happens rarely, often only in times of desperation, and even then only when the wolves have the advantage of numbers. This can change during a blight. When darkspawn rise onto the surface, their presence dramatically alters the savage nature of normal beasts. In blights past, as the corruption of the darkspawn spread throughout the wilder areas of Thedas, it would infect the animals found there, and the more powerful of them would survive and be transformed into a more vicious and dangerous beast. A blight wolf is one such example, mad with the pain of its infection, and only through the overriding command of the darkspawn does it still retain some semblance of its pack instincts. Blight wolves are always found in large groups and will tend to overwhelm a single target if they can, using their numbers to their advantage. It is fortunate that these creatures rarely survive their corruption for very long. Okie doke then. Got a pelt.
Wild creatures ahead.
Here we go again. Let's stun them.
Very well. Dead yet?
Okie doke.
Yes?
Where are you from, Davith?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for what, 6 years now? Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So you're a cut purse?
And a pickpocket, thank you very much. Or was, anyhow. Who'd ever guess I'd end up a Grey Warden?
How did the Grey Wardens find you?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
What happened then?
Duncan stopped them, invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away. Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me, but he says finesse is important and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
So what do you think of Duncan?
All right for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks too.
What do you think we should do now?
You heard the same speech I did. Blood and old treaties. Off we go into the wilds. Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
How about you, Jory?
I am ready.
You said you were from Redcliffe?
I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Highever, a city off the northern coast. Have you traveled there?
My father was lord of that town.
My Lord Cousland. I'm honored. I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Marek's funeral. It was in Highever that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years, I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Highever, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited.
So you abandoned her?
Never. I will return to her once my duty is done and the Blight defeated.
How did the Grey Wardens find you?
Last month, Duncan visited Highever, and the band held a tournament in his honor. I won the Grand Melee. It was hard to leave my wife. We married only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now. But Ferelden needs my blade, and I shall not falter.
What do you think of Duncan?
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty.
What do you think we should do now?
We need to find those documents and the darkspawn blood. It should be interesting.
Let's go then.
Indeed.
How about you, Alistair?
Let's get what we came for and head back to Duncan.
Okay. Got some dead people here. Anything in the... Oop! Personal letter. My dear son, it pleases me that you wish to follow in my footsteps and bring the Maker's word to the unenlightened. I wish you had chosen a less dangerous place to do so. Apologies for leaving early for the Wilds, son, but I wanted to set up camp and get things started. The Chasen respect one with survival skills in the wilds, so I hope to get a grip on that before you arrived, and maybe establish an agreement with the local tribes that we had friends when you came. When you reach the wilds, you'll find it difficult to navigate. I've listed certain landmarks below. If you follow them, they will lead you to a location I've scouted out, where I've left you some supplies. If you're lost, try to get back to that spot and I'll find you. The landmarks are as follows, beginning at the entrance to the wilds from Ostagar. Look for a tree leaning on a ruined building. Pass under a fallen tree bridge. Pass a submerged tower on the right. Look between a high ruined arch and the mossy standing stone. Walk along a path of roots and stones. Look for 2 large statues with a chest between them. There you will find our meeting point. I love you, Jogby, my son. I hope to see you soon. Your father, Rigby. Nope. You found a corpse near the entrance to the Korcari Wilds. A letter on the corpse detailed a path through the wilds that should lead to the place where the deceased is meant to meet his father. Consult the note, a letter to Jogby, for more information. Okay.
Over here. Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's try to bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many darkspawn can the four of us slay? A dozen? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the horde.
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
Overcoming these dangers is part of our test.
That's true.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
Okie doke. Oh. I saw something over here. Ah.
Darkspawn!
Ah. Can I pick this? Fine. Come on, guys. Nope. Let's get this one first. Nope. Let's get this one. Stay together. Kick you in the nards. There we go. Genlock, or Genlock. These are the most common darkspawn in the underground. Stocky and tough, Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill, even by magic. Hurlock. Taller than their Genlock cousins, the Hurlocks are roughly of human size, but are possessed of considerable strength and constitution. The shock troop of the darkspawn, a single berserking Hurlock can often be a match for numerous opponents at once. They are known to adorn themselves with roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds, though it's unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard to these markings. Acid flask and vial of darkspawn blood. Well, that's one down. Let's go back and check these. Another vial. That's two. Let's go get this elf root. Ooh, there's a camp.
Fiends ahead, as you say.
Lots of them. Oh boy. And I decided to go for the archers, apparently. Uh-oh. This is not a good idea. I should get out of it. I'm dead. Okay, Alistair. Oh, Jory's not doing well. Hold on, Jory. Jory's down. I'm trying to conserve my potions. That's why.
Off I go. Off I go. On it. All right.
Oh, get back here, you.
As you say.
Let's have at it! Let's make this quick!
And another vial. We're done with that. And now I have an injury.
I shall do it.
The Boots, Mud Idol, Rigby's Field Journal. The Chastened barbarians are nothing if not clever. They have hidden markers and signs in their arrangements of stones and rubble along the paths of the wilds. In this way, they mark trails, not places of interest, and even give warnings in a way that outsiders cannot understand. Interestingly, these markers look indistinguishable from a regular pile of stones. I've dedicated my time to deciphering these signs, and I believe I am close to a breakthrough. The trail markers seem to point to a hoard or a location used for secret storage among the Chastened. I've only found a portion of the message, however. I think that if I could complete the message, find all the trail markers, I can find this cache and see what treasures the Chastened have to hide. I have found one such marker near this camp, under a fallen tree leaning against the ruins. Each marker seemed to point to one or two others. I hear rumors that darkspawn horde is coming. I hope I can find this treasure before it's too late.
It shall be done.
Even more darkspawn.
Even more. Of course, I have to go for the one in the back. This was not a good idea. I am going to die again. I should heal up.
Let's do it! Very well. No order shall be given.
Nice one, Davith. We seem to be basically going around a big circle. Ooh, there's the fallen tree. You have successfully obtained 3 vials of darkspawn blood. Once you find the Grey Worn treaties, you can return to Duncan. High ruined arch and a mossy standing stone. Whoa. I'm guessing I should have been able to detect that since I'm a rogue, but I guess not. These guys are good. Level up! Okay. Willpower. More stamina. Let's do that. I could do improved coercion. Let's go with that. Granting a wider flanking angle. Makes a swift strike at a vulnerable area of the target. Normal damage will gain a bonus to armor penetration. Let's go with that one.
We still need to find those documents, if they're even
Death
here.
food extract.
What's this?
That flower, white with a red center. The kennel master at Ostagar was asking about those.
Why did he want them? Do you know?
The kennel master said this flower can help dogs that get sick from biting darkspawn. At any rate, he was offering a reward if someone went into the wilds and brought him one. Might want to think about it is all.
Good to know then. Let's see. Oh, we got darkspawn up here. Wait. Wrong way. Under fallen tree bridge, past the submerged tower on the right, look between a high ruined arch and a mossy standing stone. Walk along a path of roots and stones, look for two large statues with a chest between them. Well, this must be the standing stone. This must be the bridge of roots and stuff.
Let us dispatch them all quickly.
Here come the wolves.
I shall do
Ooh, we got an alpha. Ooh, I'm not doing well.
I think we work well together.
And the music just suddenly cuts out. Use it instantly if it gains a small amount of health and is cured of a single injury. Wow. Ah, there are the statues in the chest. What do we got? Treason Flatblade, a mace, and a letter. You discovered Rigby's meeting point and found a note and a small cache of goods, but no sign of Rigby. My dear son Jogby, I fear this is the last letter I will write you. I've had difficulty finding the Chasen to bring them the Maker's word. I have, however, seen evidence of their passing. They appear to have left this area in great haste, possibly fleeing the so-called darkspawn that are rumored to be gathering in the wilds in even greater numbers. I've left you a weapon and everything else I can spare, my son. I will try to find you once I have found a safe place. I only hope that you will be safe. With luck, we will meet again. If you see her, tell your mother that I love her, and take care of our family. Your loving father, Rigby. According to Davith, the kennel master at the king's camp has been asked for a flower from the wilds, the very same flower you've just acquired. Apparently, the kennel master is offering a reward for this flower, as it is useful in treating darkspawn poison. He can be found on the south side of the camp. Okie doke. Let's continue onward and find these treaties, and then we can head back. Well, this is cheerful. Let's get him.
Look there, a cunning trap. It's a trap. Look there, a cunning trap.
There's a lot of traps.
Our skill has won the day. This is too much.
Ow. Back here, you.
Has begun.
Oh, this is not good. I'm gonna die. Ooh, definitely not good. Ugh, I was not prepared for this. I should not. Oh, God. I made a dummy. I made a dummy move. Okay, let's be smart about this. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it.
Come, let us end this.
Oh my gosh.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Ow, ow, ow. Davith, you take a potion. Once you get freed. Ah, Alistair. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Screw conserving potions. Oh my gosh, come on.
Very well. It shall be done. Very well.
Come on!
On it, on it. On it, on it. On it.
Come on, Davith.
On it, on it. You dead yet? On it.
Davith, hold on. Oh, that was close.
Nothing like a
Now everyone's
death
injured.
to make you not like death much.
That could have gone better. Pouch of ashes. Torn from a book on local myths and legends. The Korcari Wilds are rife with legends and myths that have amazed and confounded the scholars since the fall of Ostagar in ancient times. One such mystery lies behind the tale of Astia and Nebunar, two young lovers who lived in Ostagar. The legend says that Astia grew up in the company of Gazarath, a spirit of the earth bound to an overhang on the bank of a lake in the Korcari Wilds. Gazarath began to fancy her, and they spent much of their days together, talking and laughing. Over the years, however, Astia became a woman and began to seek the company of men. When Astia met Nebunar, the two fell in love, and Astia hoped to bring her lover to see her spirit friend. But the spirit, angered and jealous, bade her begone. Gazarath told her that she would never see it again until she brought her lover's ashes and sprinkled them over their spot. Astia was horrified, and she fled from the enraged spirit. But she began to miss Gazarath, and on the day Nebunar asked her to marry him, she cut her beloved's throat, burned him, and brought his ashes to Gazarath, knowing that their marriage would forever sever her ties to her dear spirit friend. There are legends among the Chastened that Gazarath still haunts the lake, and that those who sprinkle the ashes of the deceased over the right spot can summon the spirit. In memory of the contract with its beloved Astia, Gazarath will grant a single wish and then vanish, never to be heard from again. A note is scribbled me in the margin. Marcus, I think this is real. If you take the ashes I gave you and scatter them over a pile of rocks on an overhang overlooking that half-sunken Tevinter dome, maybe Gazarath will appear and give you a wish. If the battle takes you there, I think it's worth a try. Emissaries. Hurlock emissaries have also been known to appear during a blight. These darkspawn are the only ones recorded as being capable of human speech and are often capable of employing magic. I think that might be the overhang. Oh, nope.
More of the fiends ahead.
All these guys have good aim. Okay, this is the overhang. Really? Come on, you got a hill in between us. Come on.
Shall be done. As you say.
And of course the big guys come for me. That's nice. Guys, little help here. And I'm dead.
Don't say I didn't warn you!
Okay, done with you now.
Shield bash. I'm running low on potions. This is not good. Stupid alpha. Last potion. No, that. Fine, you go attack him. I know he's gonna die.
Down you go.
And we're out of potions now. Never mind, we got a lesser one. Okay, let's check out that outcropping. Sprinkle ash.
Summons Gazala from slumber.
No quarter shall be given. It is begun. It shall be done.
Just think, he just comes up and says, "Hi, how you doing?" and we just attack him. Actually doing Tory. Don't worry, he's just knocked out. Shade. It has often been suggested that the only way for a demon to affect the world of the living is by possessing a living or once living body, but this is not always true. Indeed, a shade is one such creature, a demon in its true form that has adapted to affect the world around it. My hypothesis is this. We already know that many demons become confused when they pass through the veil into our world. They are unable to tell the living from the dead, the very static nature of our universe being confusing to a creature that is accustomed to a physicality defined entirely by emotion and memory. Most demons seek to immediately seize upon anything they perceive as life, jealously attempting to possess it. But what of those that do not? What of those that encounter no life or fail to possess a body? What of those that are more cautious by their nature? These demons watch, they lurk, they envy. In time, such a demon will learn to drain energy from the psyche of those it encounters, just as it did in the Fade. Once it is drained enough, it has the power to manifest and will forever after be known as a shade. Such a creature spurns possession. It instead floats as a shadow across its place of land, preying upon the psyche of any who cross its path. Perhaps it believes itself still in the Fade. There is evidence to believe this is so. A shade will weaken the living by its very proximity. If it focuses its will, it can drain a single target very quickly. Some have even been known to assault the minds of a living victim, causing confusion or horror and making the target ripe for the kill. The tragedy of a shade is perhaps that, once it has drained the target whole, its appetite is only heightened rather than slaked. Alphas. Alpha Hurlocks are more intelligent and more skilled fighters, often serving as commanders or even generals. Okay, Gazarath, you got chainmail. I can't wear it. However, Alistair, what do you have? You got split mail. It's the same thing. Okie doke. Moving right along. Do 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 do. Elf fruit. Okay. More Deathroot. Nothing. Okay. Warden's Cache.
Well, well. What have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
I would first know who you are and where you come from.
You are the intruder here. I believe the first question is rightfully mine. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered? Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wilds, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch of the Wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there, handsome lad. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine. Let us be civilized.
You can call me Aiden.
And you may call me Morrigan, if you wish. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
Then who removed them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother. Did you assume I spawned from a log?
A thieving, weird-talking log, perhaps?
Not all in the wilds are monsters. Flowers grow as well as toads. If you wish, I will take you to my mother. 'Tis not far from here, and you may ask her for your papers if you like.
We should get those treaties, but I dislike this Morrigan's sudden appearance. It's too convenient.
I want an honest answer. Are you a witch of the wilds?
Have I been dishonest? Some call us witches, yes, but purely out of superstition.
You know what the Circle of Magi is, don't you? The Circle requires an accounting of all mages. That is the law of the land and the Chantry.
If you wish to tell your chantry about me, go ahead. I have nothing to fear from priests.
I say we go with her.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
We need those papers.
Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, dammit. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Do you possess a different viewpoint? Or do you believe as the others do?
I believe you have something we need.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
What do you mean the threat is greater than they realize?
Either the threat is more, or they realize less. Or perhaps the threat is nothing. Or perhaps they realize nothing. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
She seems very nice. And we're back. Witch of the Wilds? Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no mind of your own? Of herself, Morrigan says little. She does not deny being a Witch of the Wilds, but beyond that, everything about her is in question. Hi there, I have a flower for you.
Greetings. Are you one of the Grey Wardens that went into the wilds? Did you happen to see any white flowers?
Yes, in fact, I have one of them with me.
I don't know for sure that the flower will aid my poor hounds, but it's worth trying. I have, let's see, 20 silver to offer as a reward for it.
A reward's not necessary.
You're very generous. Thank you for your help. Perhaps we won't lose as many hounds today as I'd feared.
Think again.
Darn. Okay, Duncan, we got your stuff. Hey, Carver, who's your good boy?
So you returned from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Now will you tell us about this ritual?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
You're saying this ritual can kill us?
As could any darkspawn you might face in battle. You would not have been chosen, however, if I did not think you had a chance to survive.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Calm down. There's nothing we can do about it.
I only know that my wife is in Highever with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
I probably shouldn't mention that Highever was overrun by Arl Eamon Arl Howe recently. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself. We don't know that, Davith.
Don't we? The Grey Wardens have saved the world from darkspawn before. I'd say they know better than anyone what it takes. You saw those darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
Maybe
you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the darkspawns and use it to slay the archdemon.
Those who survive?
Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward. I am sorry, Avith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry. But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
I still can't believe he killed Sir Jory.
Jory was warned that there was no turning back, as were you all. When he went for his blade, however, he left me no choice. It brought me no pleasure to end his life. The Blight demands sacrifices from us all. Thankfully, you stand here as proof they are not all made in vain.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
What kind of meeting?
The king is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Level up. 4 points. Oh, I got 2. And Carver leveled up. The bar lets out a loud howl, stunning most enemies nearby. Let's do it. Carver, get your face out of my back. Silly dog. This is probably a good place to stop for now. Override that save. And next time, we'll meet with the king and discuss battle strategy. Till then, If you liked this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time. Alistair, where are you going? The meeting's that way.